Glurks shifted his weight anxiously from one stubby leg to the other, his multifaceted eyes flickering between the lobby's chronometer and the vacant air tram depot. If he didn't make it to the galactic summit on Altair 6 within the next 30 arns, his diplomatic mission would be as good as spun stardust. The hotel concierge had already informed him, in that insincere tone of feigned sympathy, that no authorized transporters were available for at least a full spin due to the convergence of events in this sector. Just Glurks's cosmic luck. He was rapidly cycling through doomsday scenarios when a tattered ad screen flickered to life, showcasing a rather unorthodox offering. Need to bend time and space? Call Manny's Epsilon Overdrive, Hyperwarp Roxer Taxi, Galactic Rush Serve Delivery, or it's free. Well, that certainly got Glurks's attention. He squinted at the testimonials scrolling below, a blur of panicked scrawls like cheated entropy and swear I saw through Fifth-Sidian dimensions, mixed with enthusiastic raves about making wildest spansalangs impossible. Shrugging his uppermost torso stalks, Glurks triple-tapped the encrypted contact code. What did he have to lose at this point? No sooner had he completed the request than a circular hatchway near the lobby erupted in a shower of sparks and vapor. Through the haze stepped the most extraordinary biped Glurks had ever witnessed. The being definitely seemed to be composed of carbon-based organic tissue, bipedal, but covered in a sleek bioluminescent protective carapace. It flashed Glurks a toothy approximation of a grin. "Sup, bro? You the one craving some sweet fourth-dimensional rips to outpace time itself?" Glurks opened his mouth to reply, but quickly found himself pulled along as the peculiar creature whipped about with lustrous energy. "Name's Manny, last of the chronokinetic hyperjockeys. Let's burn some crazy anti-Traxians and show this lame sauce forespace who's space truck." Scooping up Glurks with unbelievable ease, Manny leapt through the open hatch and into a vehicle unlike anything the gobsmacked alien had ever seen. He barely had time to notice the pulsating transit coils and bewildering lack of safety constraints before his rescuer slammed a trio of hand tentacles onto the main drive throttle. "Oh, we are about to get so crunk-shifted!" Glurks attempted to voice a panicked squawk, but his voice buds were scattered into the ether as Manny's overdrive taxi entered its first nanostreams of subjunk. The hotel's glimmerplex dissolved around them into radiant distortion fields and subhauled Augenblicks. Glurks's entire existence compressed into a singularity of whiplash vertigo as reality reassembled around them in impossible permutations. One moment, they careened along the sub-black peripheries of a stupefyingly massive singularity. The next, they slalomed through the chromoscapes of a stellar nursery, Manny hollering, "Wayfair wormhole, dude," like it made any sense. Just when Glurks felt his primary gastro vents on the verge of evacuating, they burst through a shimmering rift gate, only to find themselves hurtling across the mirrored dimension of some cyclopean megastructure's interior. Manny let out a whoop of pure euphoria, banking hard around a carefully choreographed school of geometric formations. "Oh yeah, feeling those tractive forces, Flow. Bet you've never even grokked the Higgsian rays binding our poor dimension together." Before Glurks could formulate a response, they took a near 90-degree hypercurl around a slumbering megafauna of staggering proportions. Manny blasted the hyperthrusters full tilt past rows of undulating organochilia, whooping like a mad poet at the eternal hunger lying in drowse all around them. Glurks's sensory inputs shorted from sheer overload as their path blazed ever inward towards the singularity at the gargantuan creature's core, only for Manny to ride a gravity laser into yet another kaleidoscopic wormhole at the final nano-attosecond. Realities buckled and reassembled with bone-liquefying force until at last Glurks felt the familiar bump of planetary landing terraces. He sprawled from the overdrive taxi in a chitinous heap, secondary lungs heaving in desperation for something as quaint as oxygen. "There you go, bud. Altair 6 with 26 aeons to spare?" Manny flashed finger stalks in a perplexing configuration. "How's about one of them 5-star regresses on the Yelp drive for your double-time pilot?" Glurks could only wheeze his multivocal approximation of stunned gratitude, entire bodies pulsing with bewildered relief at being intact. A short distance away, the Galactic Summit's elaborate amphitheater glistened in readiness. With a final jaunty salute, Manny's taxi revved up its inconceivable drive systems and breached the troposphere, punching through corporeal reality to bewilder some other desperate client stranded in spacetime's perverse eddies. Glurks watched the distortion contrails arc towards the star's cosmic miasma, already mentally editing his autobiography to include this astonishing anecdote.